TFCom here. Hello again. Dante wanted to join the video. Say hi, Dante. He is my therapy pet for when I hit depression, which is definitely hitting now. I'm absolutely exhausted from staying awake all those hours, all those days. Basically, I'm just tired and starving all the time because I'm not used to eating and sleeping, and it all kind of hits you at once. So as promised, this is the second part of my bipolar experiment for you guys. Thing to note, I don't even look the same when I'm in this mood, which I'm sure you guys are capturing. He just wants to be in the video today. He never wants to be in my videos. So basically, it's just tiring and exhausting, and don't touch my buttons on my keyboard. Don't do that. This little butt keeps me sane. Which brings me, I guess, to the topic of therapy pets. Whether you're manic, depressive, whatever, or any illness. My computer's updating stuff. Go away. I'm trying to make a video. Basically, therapy pets are always a good idea. They don't have to be registered or anything. You just have to have a pet that makes you feel better. If they're registered, then they can go in public with you. They're usually the only registered dogs. Cats are very good therapy pets. I have some rats, which are amazing for that too. Basically, it's just anything that'll cuddle with you and make you feel better. It was something as simple as petting them, hugging them. Maybe when you're crying, they'll come over to comfort you. They really don't have to be trained at all. You can just be some random animal in your house that makes you feel, when you feel sad, you can go pet it, or whatever. He's being needy today. Usually he avoids himself because he freaks out with cameras or mirrors or anything like that, so it's kind of weird that he's here right now. So, basically, something important I want to mention is that not everyone has depressive and manic sides for the bipolar, even though bipolar means two poles. Bipolar 1 is actually special because it only has manic and then nothing, basically. So just your numbness, your regular personality. It doesn't go to the depressive side, which I'm guessing is pretty good. A lot of them don't take medication, which can be said for many bipolars, because the manic is just so great that you don't want to be on medication, because why would you want to feel worse, you know? They pretty much never have a crash, and that's pretty lucky in that case. He's trying to figure out who I'm talking to. I know, I'm right here. I'm right here, baby. Well, as you can probably see, my voice is a lot slower, deeper for sure. My lighting is a lot worse, which I actually do still have the thing here. If you don't believe me, I could brighten up my face like I did in my other stages, but I'm really not in a lighting mood. I basically just want to sleep all day, which I know I can't because I have school and I need to get a job still, so I can't be looking for a job if I'm asleep. I am trying to get back in my regular sleep schedule, which is basically being awake from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., sometimes earlier, sometimes later, whatever. So right now it is 10:40. I thought it'd be very nice to record a video to add on to my current status. But basically, I want to get more into the bipolar thing. There is different methods. It's not just manic and depressive. There is there is dysthymia, which is kind of, you feel sad most of the time. What? Just want attention. But basically it isn't like the suicidal, so upset thing. Which that does not mean it's lessened any. It's still very important to acknowledge that. But there's dysthymia. And then there is hypomania, which used to be called, geez, my mind's drawing a blank. It used to be called hypothymia, I believe, which is now the name has changed, of course, which kind of sucks because they were so close together originally. But some people only ever experience these two, which hypomania is very close to dysthymia in the way that it's not full-blown manic, but it's still pretty up there. Most people only experience those two, so there's not as big as a drop between the different stages. Some people only experience hypomania and are considered bipolar 1. You don't have to have the extreme episodes, is what they call them. Well, it's important for people to know that whether you're bipolar or any other sickness, you are not broken, you are not crazy, you are not damaged. There's just a little bitty birth defect. Makes you unique and makes people love you. And it's just one little bitty tick in your brain, one little messed up neuron. It can be fixed with medication in most cases. Some people, there's rare cases that actually need surgery to physically remove the part of your brain that's messed up. And it will permanently cause problems, short-term memory loss, and things of that nature. But if you're in that much pain, then it can be helped. Science is getting better every day. You're finding more cures every day. But for now, just stay strong, because you're not alone. So many people out there. In fact, before coming to college, I was actually really surprised, because I only knew one person who hadn't attempted suicide. And it was extremely strange to me. You know, I was like, what? What do you mean? And then, what do you mean your parents are still together? Like, that doesn't happen anymore. And I acknowledge that that was a very sad way of looking at the world. But it's how I looked at the world. Another thing to note is that you may go through a majority of your life before having an episode. I only had depressive episodes and a general sense of dysthymia. But, so I got diagnosed with depression. But now reaching my 20s, my manic has set in, which is pretty common. They tend to set in around their 20s. So then, you know, you go to the point where you're like, wait, I'm not depressive, I'm manic depressive, which is also known as bipolar. Basically, a lot of it is just learning to accept yourself. Because if you don't accept yourself, how can you expect others to accept you? And that confidence that you just exude everywhere, it makes people really care about you. And I get that it's hard. It really is, believe me. I'm coming from that nature too. It's very, very hard to get people who are similar to you, and to get people who are not similar to you as well. It's very hard to get people that care about you a lot. And it's very hard to love yourself. And they always say, you know, love yourself or no one will love you, and I don't believe that much. It's important to love yourself, believe me on that. Because you just love yourself, you just exude confidence, and everything about you just seems to shine. Like, you know, they say you have the pregnancy glow. You have a glow of loving yourself. But you'll still find people that will care about you, and they'll help you love yourself. I found so many great people who I could talk to, and sometimes they don't help much. You know, I just still feel depressed as can be, but it's nice to know that if I was in a real emergency, they would come help me, because they care about me. It's nice to know that, you know? You're not alone. You're never alone. There's always someone who cares about you, someone who loves you. And I was always told growing up, it could be worse, so don't complain. But something important to think about is it's all relative. My counselor actually told me that she sees people all the time for, oh, they're a little worried about this test, all the way to they're running away from their abusive boyfriend and they're suicidal. Not to put that as like a big scale because it's all relative, as she was saying. Some people, this test is the absolute worst thing they've ever imagined. They're in extreme pain and fear and anxiety. They just can't handle it. Whereas the abused victim probably thinks it's just a test, you know? It doesn't matter. But it does to them. And that's really important to think about, especially on YouTube. We always meet in comments. People like, oh, I cut myself because this happened. And everyone's like, you baby, that's happened to me millions of times. It's not a contest. If they're really upset about because that one thing happened, then let them be upset about that. Comfort them. And learn empathy, guys. Because really, empathy is not, well, at least this happened. Like, someone's like, oh, I have a miscarriage. Well, at least you know you can get pregnant. It's not like that. Empathy is even something as simple as, I really don't know what to say right now, but I'm glad you told me. And that little thing just helps so much. It really does. I mean, empathy could be something as simple as just, I'll listen to it. Or, hey, I know you're hurting right now, and I don't have a way to help you, but let's go get some ice cream, because I know Brahms is your favorite, or whatever it may be. Empathy is just taking care of your friends, respecting them, treating them like your equals. Empathy is love. And it doesn't have to be sexual. Love doesn't have to be sexual. Love is love. Friends, family love, girlfriend, boyfriend, children with parents. It's all love. There's no competition. No one needs to be put above anyone else. You're all together in this. You can share your love. I mean, the love for a pet is different from the love for your child, but it's still considered love, isn't it? What do you want? I'm talking about you, huh? You can tell whenever I start getting depressed, he tries to reach for me. Like, come on, snap out of it. He's a really good therapy pet. He's never professionally trained, but just being around me, he's known what my triggers are. And he knows when I'm really depressed, he doesn't get treats. What? He wants attention. Look, it's you on the camera. Look right here. Well, he doesn't want to talk very much. But yeah, this is Dante, my little baby boy. I think he might see himself now. Okay. Remember to do what makes you happy, and it doesn't matter what that thing is. I mean, well, don't go around killing people. That would probably be a start. But if you really, really love to draw, then draw. If you hate drawing, then don't draw. I mean, it's something simple. There's no fix-all for everything. So if you hate animals and you're extremely allergic to them, then a therapy pet would not be a good idea for you. But everyone's different. And that's really important to notice. Because it doesn't matter what you are, how others feel about how you are. It's just how you feel about everything. Do you love yourself at the end of the day? And if the answer is no, what can you change to make it? And if you've tried everything you can to change to make it, well, how can you make yourself at least like yourself? And you can build up from there. It takes time. Believe me, there's still some days I absolutely hate myself. I look in the mirror and I just hate it. There's so many times, especially with my trans issue, that I've wanted to cut off my boobs. And I've attempted it before, which I'm sure It's gonna bite me in the butt when I'm wanting surgery that they're gonna already be a little damaged, but it's just scars now. And some people, you know, they're like, scars make you feel ugly, but think about it. You're a warrior. It's your tiger stripes, guys. I don't mean go cut yourself now because you want to be part of the group, but if you have cut yourself in the past, on purpose, accident, even a birthmark, guys, that's your tiger stripes. So it makes you unique, it makes you cool. It's amazing because you're part of a group. Whether you want to or not, we take you in. But you're here, and we care about you. I care about you. I may not know any of your guys' names, but I'm here, and no matter how big of a star I may get, or how busy I may get, I'm gonna reply to your comments. I'm gonna take every one of your things seriously. I care about each and every one of my fans, and that will never change. Even tomorrow, 10 years from now, geez, maybe when I'm 100, it won't change. I'll still care about each and every one of you. Because I want to help you guys. Just seeing my number go up on subscribers is amazing. I never thought I'd get more than 2. But it keeps rising, and you guys truly make me feel like I belong. I don't even know what to say anymore, guys. I just really care about you guys, and I know I get very emotional when I'm in this state. But you guys are amazing. Each and every one of you. And the last thing to mention about bipolar, last thing, I'll probably mention a few, but it can happen to anyone. You could be filthy rich, have everything you've ever wanted in life, and still hit a depressive side. You could be poor as can be, scrounging for dirty needles and food to eat and everything, but you still want to go and party and crazy flips and waste what little money you do have in manic stage. And I mean, everyone's different how they do manic and depressive. Some people are so depressed they don't want to get out of bed. They're suicidal and they just can't handle it. But there are people who are so depressed they cannot muster the energy to even think about suicide or even attempt it. It's just too much effort. They'll just sleep. Some people are so depressed that they just use that as energy to kick themselves out of bed, find something that makes you happy. But an important thing to think about is many people don't understand if they don't have the disease. And I mean, bipolar, regular depression, it's typically known as clinical depression. Or even if you're just sad at a time, it's not even a medical disorder. An important thing to think about is clinical stuff isn't just being sad. You could be doing your absolute favorite thing in the world while eating your favorite food and hanging out with your favorite people, and you still want to die. Depression is a big deal, guys. I mean, some people take it as a joke. It just really grinds my gears. It's such an important issue in this world, even. People don't seem to realize that people who are depressed are not just looking for attention. Depression is a monster that digs through your back and rips out your heart and steps on it. A monster that when you're trying to eat your favorite food, all you can do is puke. Everything lost its flavor or started tasting gross. Everything you want to do sounds like a chore. Let's say you love to run. Now you just look at the track and you cry. Everything is awful now. An essay, like let's say it was 1 page, and you're used to writing 50-page papers. This 1 page is nothing. Again, a relative thing. And you can't even get the energy for the 1 page. You hear them say 1 page, and you're like, geez, I can't do this. It's where if you wave at someone and they don't wave back, you think, they must hate me. They're ignoring me. I did something wrong. It's another brain issue. They cannot fix this without medication and help. But you have to know you have it. If you don't understand that, then you typically won't find help. You'll just be really depressed and cry and think everything's going to hell. But it may not be. You may have the perfect life. You're maybe a millionaire with a family you love and doing everything you love every day, and you can't handle it. The person you love may kiss you or invite you on a date and it feels like they're dragging you into the gates of hell. You can't do this anymore. But that's why people are here. There's so many places that'll help you. Counseling is an amazing thing. If you are a college student of any sort, or even some high school and middle school students, depends on where you live, you get free counseling. I never had money to go through counseling when I was younger, and I had a lot of problems, which I won't delve into in this episode, but when I got to college, it was free. And it did take me a few years to get the courage to go to it, but when I did, I really liked it. I went home most days crying, and it wasn't because they made me sad. It was, I finally got the emotions out. It was just happiness. Someone would listen to me. I don't realize how much I've been bottling up, and it really, really helps. And I'm not just trying to press this issue because my major is psych, but it's a very important issue. Everyone needs counseling. I'm a firm believer everyone needs counseling. Nothing wrong may have even happened in your life. You may be perfectly happy. But one little thing. Say your dog peed on the floor. Something small. And it really upsets you. And it's just something that the dog peed on the floor. Or you're a little worried about the promotion you're going to get. What if you can't handle it? It doesn't even have to be a mental disorder. That's some people don't realize. You don't have to be weak. You don't have to be broken. You don't have to be crazy to get help. You know, most men never seek counseling help, even ones with severe disorders, because they view it as weak. They won't take medication. They won't admit to having eating disorders. They won't admit to any issues like that. But they seem to be the most hurt. And I know this is all depends on, what you've seen and everything, but from what I've seen, my female friends, they're upset, they can go talk to someone that's good. My male friends, they hold it in until they shoot themselves in the brain. Until they're so depressed they can't do anything. They lose their job. Everything's gone to hell, but they still have to joke around like, I didn't want that job. Who cares? All these bruises, I was in a fight. But they don't want to say they did them. They were in a fight with themselves. Men, please. I believe if everyone's reported everything that really happened, men would by far have the highest rate of suicide and abuse and everything else under the sun. I can't disclose names, of course, based on my motto as a psych person, but I was dealing with victims of sex trafficking while I was in Ghana, Africa. You know what? Probably around 60% were men. And it's the culture we live in. Most cultures, men are the strong ones. Men can't show emotion. I mean, geez, I'm gonna be called a fag or a sissy at least once in the comments. But, guys, it is all relative. Maybe the women couldn't get away from it to go seek counseling help. Maybe the men, when they reach a certain age, are just tossed out. But you know what? There was a kid there who was 16. He never learned to speak or write. Didn't even know his own name. Because he'd been forced into the sex trafficking at such a young age. There was a child, maybe 2 years old at most. He wouldn't wear pants. When we asked him why, he said, "What's the point? They're just gonna come off." Men, you are being hurt. And I'm not saying women aren't being hurt. Yes, you're being hurt as well, but why are you hiding it, man? We won't think of you as less weak. More weak, you know. Society needs to change. And that's a fact. Because you're being hurt. We're all being hurt. Everyone deserves greatness in life. But you're not getting it. The fact that you're not getting it is truly painful to me. I'm sorry, I went my rant there, but it's very important for the depression part of my video, I believe. Well, I think I'll end it here and put the 2 videos together and put them on YouTube. Anyone who comments on any of my videos, even some smalls, good job. It really means a lot. If I can help you, if you can help me, anything. It really helps, guys. It really does. Well, TF Calm, signing off.